Live right now. Was setting up the tags and everything. Recorded 3 videos that I'll edit while we film this. So
Wow, there you go.
yeah, little. We actually have a few crazy things. DeAndre. Oh yeah, we just saw some Paulo Banchero bullshit. You remember Paulo Banchero? Day of the draft, we were talking about the odds, how they like flew up.
Yeah.
Listen to this bullshit. Like I know you're gonna find this interesting. According to Evan Cedery, who's a basketball national reporter for Basketball News, says this: the Nets just jumped the Pistons for the second best odds to land DeAndre Ayton on DraftKings Sportsbooks. What is happening right now? Historic odd movements. The Suns are still in first place with plus 135, while the Nets now jumped from plus 4,000 to plus 300, overtaking the Pistons plus 350. So right now, according to the sports books, the Nets just jumped 3,000 odds in favor to be the second favored team according to the sports books to get DeAndre Ayton.
Sounds like some corruption.
That's what I'm again, I don't know if this is all on sports books, on all sports books, or if this is on just DraftKings, because correct me if I'm wrong. Isn't DraftKings and FanDuel's like sports books the ones that if you bet enough that the clients can sway the lines?
Oh, I don't know.
Because like I
I have no
know
clue.
like Vegas sports books, that's controlled by Vegas, but like Pat McAfee, he'll be like everyone bet on this because he'll boost the odds if everyone bets on the same thing.
Oh, is that legal?
That's what I think the sports book do to entice people to bet because they're like, oh, if you guys all bet on the same shit, we'll boost your odds
Hmm.
and make it like a super boost. One sec, I have a coffee. Carry carry this for a sec. I'm gonna go grab my coffee. I completely forgot about.
What if I just didn't say a word? I guess you wouldn't know. So we'll spend this time taking a moment of silence, a moment of gratitude for this fine morning. There's animals in my wall, and they're clawing all night, every night right now, and it's driving me nuts. And so we're not looking at sleep times till about 5 a.m., 4 a.m. So it's been a long, but yeah, I think it's the best possible route for him. And if he continues on that pace, then, he should be pretty good. So
What are you guys talking about?
it's just stuff.
And stuff. Oh, that's cute. It's like we're like at a sleepover. You guys are being secretive.
Most underrated roster going into the next season.
I feel like this is a bit premature because we don't know what the finalized rosters look like.
Boo.
But no, seriously, I don't know. I think I have an idea. Who do you have?
Um, I don't know why the Raps come to mind, but I guess they're not necessarily underrated anymore. I think the Pelicans have got a unit. But once again, like, are they underrated too now that Zion's coming back and that they just made the playoffs? I don't know. But I think the Pellies are pretty good.
I think I think the Wizards are underrated. I mean, again, this is bias, but I almost said Kevin, but Christoph Porzingis. If you look at his stats post All Star break, basically his games with the Wizards to close out the season, he was literally an All NBA team member in those 12, 15 games. Listen to this: 17 games, he played 28 minutes a night, 22 points, almost 9 rebounds, 3 assists, a career high in assists, 1.5 blocks, a steal a night, shot 37% from three, 48% from the field in 28 minutes a night, 22 points. If he played 36, that's like 25 points a night with 10 rebounds. That's pretty fucking dope from Christoph Porzingis. If you can keep that up and play 70 games, this team's a top 5 seed if they get a point guard.
Who would that be?
Monte Morris is my John Wall was my original guess, but We'll talk about that later. Him going to the Clippers. So now I think they're gonna look at Monte Morris making $9 million a year, and then have like Johnny Davis as his backup.
Yeah. I like Kuz there.
I love Kuz, dude. That's another thing. Kuz after the All Star break, he averaged 21 and 10. Post All Star break in like 25 games, he averaged literally was a double double with Kristaps Porzingis. So imagine you add Bradley Beal into the mix.
Yeah. The greatest, I saw a tweet last night, the greatest bag chaser of all time.
That's so stupid. I don't get why people are giving him so much shit. Like it used to be back in the day, people champion people who were loyal, who like I guess that
Yeah.
like like everyone used to be like, look at this guy be loyal. But at the same time, when those guys were being loyal, they were also being paid arm and a leg. It's just now that like there's an even more incentive to be loyal for getting $250 million. Like why? Why? Anyone in that position, who cares? You can go if he really wants a ring and he never wins one, he can buy one off of eBay.
$250 million. It's just crazy.
You're not turning down. That's generational wealth. Like his grandkids are going to be set up. His grandkids are still going to be having some of that money if it properly like invested and managed. Which I assume a majority of these guys who do end up with that money have the right people around them. Also, what do you think about these Dejounte Murray rumors?
I still don't like them. I still don't get why they're swirling around. What's the new Hawks offer Gallinari in like 3 firsts?
So this comes from like a TV reporter in the Atlanta metro area, Zach Klein. Okay, and a lot of people, I read the tweets and stuff. They're like, "You're very bold for putting this tweet out." And he says he has the sources. He's like a local journalist in the Atlanta area, so it's like it's not some random fuck living like in Oklahoma behind a computer. No, it's somebody whose foot's in the ground in 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 Atlanta. I couldn't figure out that name, and supposedly it's Danilo Gallinari and 3 first-round picks.
First off, what's up, Matt? I was playing Red Dead last night for the first time, and the guy's name's Arthur in the story. So,
You've never played Red Dead?
no, have you,
Yeah, I played both. Second one's
dude? It's so
like
fun.
first one is good. First one's good.
Oh, well, fuck.
Are you
It's
playing?
just like really slow.
Which one are you playing? First or second one?
The second one, it's just slow.
Yeah, that's the problem with the second one. It's the slowest fucking game on earth. I played it for like a week, and if you have a next gen console, just download the original one, and it's sped up.
Unfortunately, I've got the PS4 and it makes so much noise when I'm playing Red Dead. But
Yeah, I'm on that Xbox next gen.
Gallinari in 3 firsts.
Yeah, Danilo Gallinari, 3 firsts. It's because it's the cap space they want. Because Danilo Gallinari is due $21 million, but only 4.9 of that 21 is partially guaranteed. So if they cut him, they save 16 million.
It just sounds like a stupid trade.
It goes back to reinforce the argument that I have made on every episode. Teams are lining up for cap space and next year's draft class. Next year's draft class is allegedly the best draft class in like the last 10 years, that some people might argue. And second, the free agency class might be the best free agency class in 10 years. So imagine not only having cap space to sign 2 max contracts, but also have a shot to get Victor Wembanyama. Also, the way Shea Texan, Dejounte Murray only makes 17 million a year this coming season. Well, 16.7 with incentives of up to 2 million extra dollars, worth $500,000 extra if he makes 125 threes, 500,000 if he has a true shooting over 58%, and 500,000 if he makes a all defensive team. Or an all NBA team. I don't know how I just remember those contract incentives off the dome, but John Collins only makes 23.5, and Trae Young, I believe this is the year his supermax kicks in. All right, do you understand how a buyout works, or do you want me to explain it?
Yeah, I understand it completely. No ifs, ands, or buts. But how about you take it?
Okay, so there's two ways you can buy somebody out. You can stretch provision them, which, sometimes when you look at a guy like Ryan Anderson or Kyle Singler and you look at like the Thunder or the Rockets book and you're like, wow, it's 2022 and you're still paying Ryan Anderson 9 million a year. That's a stretch provision. Instead of paying the guy 45 that year, you pay him 45 over 9 years, $5 million a year, or 5 years, 9 million a year. Now the way they're gonna do the Rockets are either gonna pay him 40 this year, and he's forfeited. Usually, when you buy somebody out, you forfeit some money. Most guys are willing to forfeit more to get out of that situation. People like John Wall and Blake Griffin are willing to go into the awkward situation. Like Blake Griffin just got paid $28 million to not play for the Pistons and then made a few other mil to play for the Nets. John Wall gave up six of his $47 million. The Rockets are paying him $41 million to go play for the Clippers. That's the way it works. And they can stretch that over a few years, but I don't think they're going to stretch it. They're going to pay it all off this year.
I like that. They don't need the money right now.
That's exactly it. So depending on teams like the Thunder, the Rockets, the Magic, they won't stretch it. They'll just be like, fuck it, we'll pay you 40 million. Like Kemba Walker got paid by the Thunder last year, and that's off their books. So they take these expiring contracts, basically have this huge expiring contract on the year for a books. While a contending team like the Pistons, or actually the Pistons didn't do it, they just bought Blake Griffin out, but a team that's contending will buy somebody out and try to stretch it so it doesn't affect their cap. That's
So like Luol Deng's contract.
boom. Perfect example. Are they still paying him?
I think this was the final year.
Yeah, and he hasn't played since like 2017 on the Lakers, because I know he played like 1 or 2 more years. So he was
Lakers.
Yeah. So right there, that's a perfect example. Sup, Aaron? Sup, Mr. 81? And
That's
yeah.
good.
So yeah, that's how a buyout works. Basically, you can either, if you're a team that has a bunch of cap space and you're rebuilding, you typically just buy that player off and pay it off within the 1 year. If you're a contending team, yeah, they got the Boogie Nights 1970s Mark Wahlberg stash. About to go up and offer guys to jerk you off for like $15. Have you ever? Have you not seen? Have you never seen? You've never seen Boogie Nights?
No.
Okay, it's about Mark Wahlberg having like the biggest dick in the world and becoming like a 1970s porn star. You get to see his cock at the end, the prosthetic. He still has it, and then at one point his dick stops working, so he like starts letting people watch him jerk off. And Aaron Barton, we were talking about the Dejounte Murray potentially being traded to the Hawks. Supposedly, I believe it's either Aaron Klein or Zach Klein of a local Atlanta like news station reported that Danilo Gallinari and 3 first-round picks for Dejounte Murray is the trade that's on the table. John Collins will not be traded. And
I think that's cool for the Hawks.
Genius.
Yeah, I think that's cool.
Because, dude, imagine Clint Capella, John Collins, DeAndre Hunter, Dejounte Murray, Trae Young. I assume Dejounte's playing shooting guard. They'll tell him to play a little bit off ball.
It's still so weird.
Oh, I agree. It's weird. But defense, you have defensively, that's good, because then you're like, oh, we need scoring. Throw in Bogdan off the bench. Throw Kevin Huerter off the bench. Throw AJ Griffin off the bench. How sweet is it to be the Houston Rockets?
Pretty fucking sweet, let me tell you.
Why? Why? You guys haven't won.
We just keep catching W's. That's all that we're catching is just W after W after W after W. Sometimes it starts to burn you out. It's like, how many damn wins are we gonna take right now? Like, I don't want to catch all my chickens before they hatch. So, or eggs, however the fuck that saying goes. So, Trae Young played shooting guard early on.
That's terrible.
There you go.
My roommate in his senior year of high school went to Lubbock, Texas. Not Lubbock, Texas, to Norman, Oklahoma. And he played Trae Young at Oklahoma because he was like at a camp trying to showcase his skills to get a scholarship, and he like stripped Trae Young and like scored on Trae Young and looked at Logan Kruger and he's like he like yelled at them. He's like, I just scored on your guy. He's like, how you like that or something like that. And Logan Kruger
Damn.
because he like stripped Trae Young and then like did a move on him, he said, and he did it like 2 times in a row. He looked at Logan Kruger. He's like, "How?" He's like, "Where's my scholarship?" or something like that. At Logan Kruger. Logan Kruger supposedly was just standing there like, like
Pretty
looked
good
at,
story to have.
yeah. Well, my boy's like insane. He could have went to Central Arkansas or like Dartmouth for basketball, but didn't want to play in it.
Damn. So, yeah, Matt, Kyrie's going to be on the Lakers start of the season. Book it here. Book it here. I'll give you plus 4,000 odds. Then it'll jump up to 350 on Friday.
That was the worst granola bar ever.
Dude, that looks good. It looks like a chew. There's no way it's that bad. No way.
Dude, it fell apart in my mouth.
So what is it, like 5 years old or?
It has to be. Like, I don't know, dude. This thing's falling apart while I'm holding it.
Those are like some of the best. Those are some of the best kinds of granola bars right there.
I'm kind of a kind bar guy. I actually have kind bars.
Freak show.
I'm sorry, I like quality ingredients put in me.
The best is the chocolate dipped chewy bars. That's the best one.
Sea salt almonds and dark chocolate is the best kind bar.
Bro, I'm pretty sure kind bars are garbage.
No. You know what are garbage? Those RX bars.
Oh, those are disgusting.
Those things are like bricks, bro, and they're like just influencers.
Yeah.
Is this Derek? Derek Grant?
Deverick Grant. Utility free agents and the Houston Rockets sign or look for.
Why do you guys still have David Waba? You can't answer that.
Don't we have David Waba?
No, you guys legitimately don't play him though.
Why don't you have David Waba? I
Because
think
he
we
can't
still have
shoot.
Dave. Well, so sometimes you'd have games where
It was surprisingly close.
No, well, yeah, but sometimes you'd have games where the defense wasn't great.
So every game?
Well, yeah. But sometimes you'd have David Waba come out second half, starting the second half. You wouldn't play a minute in the first, and then he'd come out in the second half, and he would just start running it up. But yeah,
On defense.
I think Waba, for some reason, I think they keep him. I don't really know why. I don't know why,
Teach
but I
people
think,
how to play defense.
yeah, I think they're going to keep him. But we have a lot of players, and the John Wall cut was huge. Actually, someone made fun of me in my video yesterday about John Wall getting bought out. He's like, you could have said who they should sign instead. And it's like, shit, bro. They got like over 20 dudes on their roster. We shouldn't sign anybody. Like, I don't think the Rockets should sign anybody. Mo Bamba's interesting.
Or
But I want to
Jalen
be
Smith.
as financially flexible next season as humanly possible. So I say Stan Pat.
I agree. Again, I really, really think media members are overhyping this offseason. It's pretty boring. I think the players are going to be the Pistons, the Spurs. Who else has cap space? Like, I don't think anything really is happening. I guess the Knicks are going to get Jalen Brunson. And then
So goofy.
Colin Sexton will probably maybe go somewhere else. This is going to be a boring offseason. Everyone's acting like it's going to be this thing. I think teams are going to probably run it back. Like, I think the trades have been telling. We haven't seen any major trade. I think the biggest trade we'll see. I don't even know if Rudy Gobert's going to get traded. I was about to say a Rudy Gobert trade is about to be the biggest trade, but I don't know what the fuck they don't even have a coach yet. But the second thing is I think Rudy Gobert if this Dejounte Murray trade does not happen, I think Rudy Gobert is the only player left that I'd be like, he could be he could be traded, but like I think they're having problems trying to trade him because I think the Jazz hold him at one value and everybody in the league holds him down here, and they're just
Yeah.
like,
I
eh.
think I don't think Gobert. I don't think anything happens to him. Now I think Miles Bridges is the biggest one.
I heard he's going to the Pistons. They're offering him a max.
If I'm the Pistons, I'm offering him a max. We talked about this last episode, but I don't know. I don't think Miles Bridges to me right now isn't worth a max. But if I'm
Potentially.
Charlotte, yeah, potentially. If I'm Charlotte, I'm probably going after that because I I don't get too many good players in Charlotte.
They're supposedly not willing to offer him the max.
I just think that's a mistake. I think it'll bite them.
I mean, they have the right to meet anything, but at the same time, I haven't heard a bunch of teams offering him the max. I've heard a few desperate teams are willing to offer him the max.
I think I have a bold prediction. I do think one team. I think a super team will be formed.
You think?
It's super unrealistic. It's super crazy. It's very far fetched, but I I think some maybe not a super team. Maybe that's not as
But I get what
maybe
you mean. I get what you're trying to say.
there's a clear, obvious, openness to the NBA right now, in my opinion. Like the NBA is so open. I feel like the NBA is the most open it has been since I can't even I didn't even watch basketball before the Celtics, maybe before the Celtics. Like there's no clear cut Warriors are good, the Bucks are good, the last two final winners, but it's not like, I'm hammering them down as a bet to back it next year or to Milwaukee to get back there. Milwaukee's good, but
No, I agree.
yeah.
Keep going.
There's just no like 2012 Heat or there's no KD on the Warriors. There's no anything crazy. I
I
think
will.
the Nets are the team, to be honest.
All right, I don't know if I'm
You're
gonna
gonna have
agree with you.
do you have financial issues with that?
Yeah, because right now they they have a lot of money tied up to three players, but this is what I think. I think the NBA is wide open, but it's wide open for a Western Conference team. I think the West. I think the eight best West team are arguably better than the best top four East teams.
Wow. I don't think you're far off.
Like let me run the okay. So the Western Conference this past year, what? Okay, so the top four teams in the East: Heat, Celtics, Bucks, Sixers. The top eight teams in the Western Conference: the Suns are better, the Grizzlies are better, the Warriors are better, the Mavericks. That's where we start to go. Depending on how this offseason shapes. The Jazz. I think the Nuggets, if fully healthy, are better. And then you have the Timberwolves, Pelicans, Clippers, Spurs, Lakers that are all like the Clippers, Pelicans, and Lakers are all arguably on the upswing. Same thing with the T Wolves. I think the Spurs are the only one that went down. I just think the West is so much deeper.
Yeah, I think the West is better. It's crazy how we thought the East was like that conference for the first 2 months this past year.
Whoa,
But
wait. Never mind. Keep going.
trade.
Yeah, dude, I had five Twitter notifications, and I was just like, what am I missing? You know?
Trade.
Whoa! The
Cool.
Minnesota Timberwolves have entered the chat. The Minnesota Timberwolves have expressed serious interest in Dejounte Murray and have
Whoa.
reportedly dangled 3 first-round picks and D'Angelo Russell.
Whoa. Damn.
According to SpursTalk.com.
That's pretty cool.
I'm taking the Hawks deal though. I want cap space. If this is the deal, you're going backwards getting not Dejounte, D'Angelo Russell. Like, it's cool, but like you're now cap constrained because then you're gonna have to trade him again. Thank you. Keel said it best.
Oh, he does not.
He doesn't. He's not a Spurs guy. If the reason Dejounte Murray is being forced out of San Antonio because he isn't Spurs way off the court, D'Angelo on and off the court, D'Lo ain't the Spurs way.
I want him to stay in Mini with his boy Cat. This was like their first real year together. Like in full health and no issues.
I'm willing to give D'Lo one more year, but it's a pretty telling sign when Pat Bev is already begging the Miami Heat to trade for him. Yeah, Pat Bev has gone on ESPN and he goes, "This ain't NBA TV. You can say anything on ESPN. Miami, what about Pat Bev? Miami, come get Pat Beverly."
Are you allowed to do that? I'm all for that because I think that's funny. But are you allowed to do
He was hosting,
Isn't that tampering?
I don't know. He was hosting ESPN, and that's what he did, like, on 2 separate occasions. He'd literally go, "How about Pat Bev to the Heat?" They're like, literally did that twice. He's like, "This ain't NBA TV. This is ESPN." About a week, 2 weeks ago.
Oh, we have breaking news.
What's up?
Breaking news. New Orleans Noel to the Clippers. Possibly.
No way.
Possibly. Breaking news. The New York Knicks have had exploratory discussions, which, by the way, let me say this. The Los Angeles Clippers have one of the best rosters in the entire NBA, and they will make a deep playoff run next season. New York Knicks have had exploratory, blah, 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 blah.
I guess it would be around
the Clippers.
Would it be Zubac then in exchange?
I freaking hope not, dude. Are you serious? Give him RJ Barrett. I like Zubats.
RJ Barrett's staying.
He's getting max.
He's gonna get
I'm
supposed.
not maxing that. I'm not maxing.
I just read an article. They just said that RJ Barrett. The Athletic conducted a poll asking 16 officials in NBA front offices what they would deem a fair number for Barrett in the extension this fall. Responses ranged from $15 to $30 million a year. No one advocated for the Knicks to give him a max. However, exactly half of the responses were a nice, clean 4 years, $100 million deal for RJ Barrett from 8 of the executives.
4 years, 100 mil.
Yeah.
Good fucking luck. There'll be a team who would pay him more than that.
What is RJ Barrett? A small forward, an undersized small forward? Is that what we're classifying him?
I mean, I guess. I like RJ.
I love
that boy. Nice.
Okay, can we talk about how disappointing that Duke class is? Zion,
this past
RJ?
year?
No, Zion, RJ, and Cam Reddish. Like, that's
Dude,
legitimately disappointing, right? It's been a disappointment.
As a Duke fan, Cam Reddish always worried me. Cam Reddish was the guy in college and even still now in the pros that you just want to do well so badly, and it just never happens. And then
I didn't watch him.
Sometimes he'll just drop like 25 with a bunch of threes, and it'll be like, oh, cool. Like, is this the start of Cam Reddish? And then next game, 7 points. RJ is cool. Yeah, disappointed in RJ. But at the same time, RJ just had a good season. RJ, I think, is a good player. I don't even know what his ceiling or floor is. Zion's really good, though. Zion will, as Aaron's saying, Zion will be back, and he'll be back with a vengeance.
Keel, so I talked to Kevin Schonard of the Atlanta Hawks, and we actually discussed the detriment that Cam Reddish was for the Atlanta Hawks. That Cam Reddish literally played himself off the floor in Atlanta, and Atlanta literally tried to like give Cam Reddish what he wanted, and every time they give him the opportunity, he sucked. And to play for Tom Thibodeau, you have to in practice play defense. Everybody knows this. To play for Tom Thibodeau, you have to play practice as hard as you do in the game defense. He won't play you if you don't play defense. And Cam Reddish doesn't play defense.
What?
Yeah, he doesn't play
What?
defense. Yeah, I know it's in mind blowing. He doesn't
No.
play defense.
No.
Yeah.
I'm not buying it. On this episode of this segment of Are You Buying This? I'm going no. I'm penciling in no. Not buying it.
Did they really try?
No
Did they
way,
really?
dude.
No
That
way, dude.
That cannot be real.
If the Kings offered that, that would have been geek. Also, I call bullshit. Jaden Ivey says he's never touched a CD or seen a CD before. I call bullshit on that. Every fucking person has touched a CD before. All right? If you were as long as you were born before 03, your parents played CDs for you as a kid.
Ooh. He said he hasn't touched one or hasn't seen one?
Both.
It doesn't surprise me.
Really?
Mm-hmm. You'd be surprised with these kids, man. I think I'm not going down this rabbit hole, but we're gonna see some interesting stuff, I would imagine, in the next 10 years with my and yours and the one before us's generation.
How old are you?
32.
No, are you born in the 90s or 2000s?
99.
Same.
Yeah.
When's your birthday?
Thank fucking God.
Yeah, thank the Lord. What month? I'm 11
July.
9. Oh fuck, you're 3 months older.
Wow,
than
you're
me.
like divinely.
I have the same birthday as Leonardo DiCaprio.
You're like divinely connect. I don't know, whatever. 11/11 seems like it has some significance.
11/11/99.
Wow, it's all like the
multiple-
same. Yeah, that's cool.
Multiples of 11.
If you're born in and then the number starts with 2, I don't trust you. Sorry, I'm just kidding. Keel.
Hey, Keel, my dad in 1978, when he went skiing in Aspen, he bought the first Walkman. You had to hang it from his neck, and he said they looked so cool because they had the headphones on. They were skiing down Aspen, and they had these massive Walkmans like hanging from their necks with like cassette tapes.
Oh, that's what that is. No, I don't know what that is.
A Walkman's what eventually became an MP3 player. Before MP3 players and CD players, you had Walkmans. You watch any 80s movie and you see them put a cassette tape into a little like mobile thing that has headphones to their heads. That's a Walkman because you can listen to music while you walk, man. You like that? You like that little?
Yeah.
Look, I think first off, Greg Popovich says he's been rejuvenated by coaching these young guys. And I think Greg Popovich is trying to find Tim Duncan and Tony Parker and Manu Ginobili. And I think part of the reason why Dejounte Murray could be traded is Dejounte Murray might not be the leader that Greg Popovich wants. He wants guys like Jimmy Butler. Lead by example. Like, if you're loud, that's fine, but lead by example.
Yeah.
And again, Butler. I don't know if Dejounte does that. It doesn't seem like he does. Jimmy Butler screams Spurs.
Oh, really? I think
you don't think
it was Miami.
Oh.
Yeah. I don't know what the frick the Spurs are doing, man. I don't keep DeJounte. At least they got like nice other people outside of DeJounte. Just 3 first-round picks. I guess you can't complain, but it sucks to see dope-ass players go. I mean, he was like DeJounte, like really didn't come out of nowhere this past year, but he really like freaking balled.
He did ball out. He did something the only other player named Luka Doncic, which is to average 18, 7, and 7. So yeah, I mean, I think it's definitely an interesting. I don't know. It's just a lot I know Spurs fans are torn because a lot of people don't like his off the court. Supposedly he fights with his baby mama a lot, and there's like a lot of off the court stuff that Dejounte does that supposedly Spur isn't the Spurs way. Which like fuck your way.
Yeah, I would imagine. I mean, it's cool that Pop is back, but we'll see if this old dog can keep up with these new dogs. Because my guess is no, but he's Popovich. So if there's gonna be somebody who does it, he just seems like he's so old school that like I don't know if his style, I don't know if what he's looking for is even attainable anymore. Like I don't even know if you can find 3 players like that anymore.
Well, the thing with Greg Popovich is he's like the only guy in the NBA who can coach NBA players like college players, and it works.
I like that.
Well, that's his whole thing. He's always done that. He wants people who will follow his every command and like will go into battle and die for him.
I don't want that too.
Same. And those are really good basketball players because they'll listen to your every like command. So
I think that's what you need. You can't have Doc Rivers dudes out here.
Aren't you
Actually,
mind blown that he doesn't do practice?
I kind of like the basic idea of that, like keeping your players healthy all season and or rested. But as far as winning a championship, it just doesn't sound like it can really
Like I bet you he does some sort of like daily upkeep,
walk
but
through or something.
I don't know. But like I guess maybe watching film, but I just think I'm a big fan of practice. I live by the statement practice makes better. So I mean, I don't know. I don't know. I don't know. I don't know.
Yeah, I don't know.
I think Doc Rivers is a guy who's been carried by his players for way too long. And
Like
yeah,
what Keel said. If the Spurs ever leave San Antonio, I will literally riot. I will quite literally riot.
they wouldn't.
I would be so sad and depressed that I wouldn't know how to handle myself accordingly.
Dude, okay, so listen to this. You know what's weird is I don't think European players want to come to the NBA anymore as much. Unless you're drafted young and you come over, I don't think guys who are in their prime in Europe, like Vasilije Mice, who's like the best player in Europe right now, keeps flirting and flirting with coming over to the NBA. But really all he does is every time he flirts and he almost comes over, he basically turns around and he goes to the club he is with in Europe. He's like, so I want a $1.5 million raise, and every year he gets a raise. So people don't know if he's just teasing the NBA so he can get a raise every year, or
Yeah.
he actually wants to go, but he keeps getting a raise. But so like it's the problem. I love Euro players, but if you don't come over young like Denny Avdia and Luka Doncic, you're just like at 26, 27, you're like, do I want to go to the NBA and be potentially just a rotational role player making the same money? Or can I make the same money, maybe more, and be a superstar?
Yeah. Yeah. I mean,
Plus, they give you a car, they pay for your house. A lot of these EuroLeague teams, not only do you get your contract that pays you, they give you a company car, they give you a company apartment, they give you like basically you're living for free off of the amenities and you're just collecting a check.
I think most of them want to either stay in Europe and they never have a plan to go to the NBA, or they have a plan to the NBA and they want to go to the NBA.
That's a good way to put it.
Like Kai Soto, I know he's not Euro, but like he wants to go to the NBA. NBA is his goal. That is his destination. And he might have to stay in Australia for another year, but
People also forget about the language. Some people don't want to learn English.
Mhm.
Like
Yeah.
coming to the NBA requires you to learn English.
English seems like a massive pain in the ass. There's a lot of flaws with this
Oh,
language.
it's 100% flawed. I mean, it's
But
100%.
I mean, I don't know. Actually, if you're a professional basketball player, you don't really care about this. But I think like America, English is like the business language of the world. Like you have to know it.
It became. It used to be French.
Yeah, like if you. Oh, oh no.
Je
I must
m'appelle
surrender.
Cyro, s'il vous plaît. Je ne
Surrender.
sais quoi. S'il vous plaît. Au revoir, monsieur. I took French for 1 year. Je m'appelle Cyro Asseo. S'il vous plaît. Je ne sais quoi.
Je m'appelle Jacques.
Jacques.
I think EuroLeague is just such a cool, fascinating story. I remember growing up in like high school and the Bulls getting Mirotic and just being like, oh man, like
Fuck
next year, next season, 20 and 10, put that shit in pen. Like it's going down. Mirotic is throwing it down.
Was he that good, or do you think he was just on a bad team out? So like wasn't that year where he like was amazing for y'all? You guys were like 30 and 50.
I think he was a solid basketball. Let me look up his stats, but I think he was a solid basketball player. I bet
2017, 2018, he was averaging 17, but he only played 25 games for y'all. Then he got traded.
So he got traded.
I forgot about the Pelicans.
Yeah,
Dude,
that was tough.
And then he got traded again to the Bucks, bro. That's why he went back to Europe. He just is like, in one fucking year, I got traded twice.
This man could have won a ring if he had just stayed.
Yeah,
2 extra.
Yeah, he could have stayed.
Literally just 2 seasons and he gets a ring. I wouldn't have guessed Mirotic is this young, and that was when his last time in the NBA, because it feels like way longer than 2018, 2019 that Nikola Mirotic was there. Young people trying to be the next Woj. Are you trying to be the next Woj?
Me?
Yeah.
No, I'm foreign. So when I watch basketball, I'm naturally always been drawn to guys like Rudy Fernandez, Kostas, Kostas Kalopoulos, and just like any foreign guy that comes into the NBA. Because myself, I was foreign, so like, you know what I mean? Like I always looked for the Argentines, like the Pablo Prigionis, the Facundo Campazos, the
Luis Scola, isn't he from?
Yeah, Luis Scola from Argentina. I've always just looked for people from Italy, Argentina, Spain, France, Ricky Rubio. Just because, like, for me, they're trying to find the next Bo Cruz. No, it's just honestly, it's just like the same way you look for the next basketball player from your hometown. For me, I've always liked I'm an even though I'm the first person ever born in America. My whole family all my family lives up in Europe in Argentina, so I was always just trying
super sick.
Yeah, so like for me, it was always just trying to find that I always related to the international players, because they kind of looked like me. Some of them,
Quick shout out to Doug Christie from my hometown.
That's good. Actually cool.
If you're watching this, what's good? He went to the same high school as Jimmy G.
Really?
G stands for gets the Super Bowls.
Wait.
Roy Meadows.
Jimmy B? Jimmy B's? Who's Jimmy G?
Who's Jimmy B?
Jimmy Butler?
Oh, no.
Who's Jimmy G?
That's JB, the G stands for gets. Jimmy G, the
quarterback?
49ers quarterback, yeah.
Dude, that guy is could have a career as a model if he wasn't an NFL quarterback.
Yeah, right.
That guy literally could do like anything. Oh, KJ Martin, Hawks definitely making KJ Martin. I want him to go to the Nets.
Oh, man, I didn't even know how to feel about KJ. Like, how are you asking for a trade in your second year after almost going undrafted and getting 79 games played on 21 minutes? What are you complaining about? Play better.
More
If you
playing
want a
time.
solidified role, play better. I want KJ Martin gone because I even if he pans out to be a good player, it doesn't seem like I can trust him. Doesn't seem like he can take competition, and that's not somebody I want on my roster. So unfortunately, I guess I was wrong about KJ Martin Jr. And regardless if he starts the season dropping 25, I'd say get him out of Houston. But in that situation, maybe wait to the trade deadline or capitalize on it right away. But it's very far fetched that he's averaging 25 points.
Yeah, I think the reason why is just you noticed wasn't going to get any playing time.
But he could. It's not like if he was playing unbelievable, like he'd still find a way to get 20 minutes a night next season. Christian Wood, I like that. Christian Wood must have rubbed off on KJ Martin. Cancer spread very fast, and you can't have any weak links on your team. I don't want any dorks on my basketball team. I don't want a dork. Christian Wood, dork. KJ Martin, dork. Get him off. Can't trust it. Can't be trusted. So I want him
I
out.
think I think the problem. I don't even know. Is Steven Siles a good coach? What's your take on Steven Siles?
I think Steven Silas is one of the most. I think he has one of the best offensive basketball minds. I think
That's
he
what I heard.
probably. I think he probably is one of the better coaches in the NBA with the worst roster in for the team in over a decade, and I think that you'll start to see it this season, and then I'm
Because
hoping the Rockets do enough to keep him. But if they have another worse record, it's going to be hard for them to kind of like what's the word? Not explain, but to like be like, yeah, Silas is still this guy. Like it'd be kind of hard to like back that up if we go like 18 and
well, he's widely respected amongst coaching circles. Like I remember when you guys were because he was brought in to coach James Harden,
yeah,
and
exactly.
and he's had multiple coaches reach out like mid-season where they like literally have said, I feel sorry for Steven Siles. He's a good coach. He doesn't deserve this. But at the same time, what's your take on Ralph Stone?
Raphael
Ra-
Stone is the best GM
I don't know
in
if you're being
basketball,
serious.
except maybe Troy Weaver. Troy Weaver's probably right there with him. Yeah, he's definitely the best GM in the
I don't know if
NBA.
this is sarcastic.
No, it's not.
I have
Um, Real quick though, Silas, I think he runs a very complex scheme, and I
like
think it
Quinn
takes a
Snyder
while.
complex. Like
I think it just requires several different variables, and I don't think that they had what he needed on the roster in the past 2 seasons to make that work until Tice was gone and until Wood was out of the rotation, until Eric Gordon was out of the rotation. But yeah, I think Ruff is top GM. He's that top GM for me. I
all
mean,
right.
I can't think of a bad move he's made yet. I don't know what he's. It's just like Troy Weaver. I don't know. Neither of those guys. They're in the same year, going into year 3, and I never understood why it was like personal for a lot of these cats. Detroit's really dope. Everyone kept calling Detroit a poverty city, and I won't
Keel's
stand.
just roasting you, low key.
Somehow the Pistons are. I'm just saying I never was a part about that beef. I'm all for the competition. I hope that they get a little rivalry going, but it does seem like at this point last year it was Cade's better, no Jalen's better, no Cade's better, no Jalen's better, and now it's like, damn, we both got dogs, and they both like are pretty competitive with it. We both got more dogs and through the draft. Like this should be a fun rivalry.
Oh, you guys are rivals?
Well, we kind of were a little bit before when we had 1 and 2, and then now Jalen and Cade go like not way back, but they go a little back, and Jalen flexed on Cade in what was that, like game number 8 of the season. So Cade didn't really react, cool, calm, composed, and then just like literally feasted the rest of the game and picked apart Jalen Green and won the game, and still was humble about it. That's like the two. That's like the two. I think it's dope.
No, I agree. I just had to yell at my dog. She's licking her paws, and I'm like, I hate when she licks her paws. Be back later, guys. Wife wants to chat. Go take
Thank
care of
you.
Lapoon. I don't know. I didn't mean that at all. You have a wife, so I'm done. Dude, This morning was rough for me. I was laying in bed till like 9 o'clock, and I was just like, I was literally gonna text you. I was like, we might have to delay this an hour, and then I drank 2 cups of coffee. I was like, no, we're gonna do this
Damn,
now.
yeah, I wouldn't have. I wouldn't have been able to do that because I gotta go interview this girl here in like 10, 15 minutes, and she's like,
Who are you interviewing?
she's just like an attractive girl, and it's early in the morning, and I have these animals in my walls, and I didn't sleep till like 4:30, and
Why are you
she's dating
interviewing
someone
her?
in the NFL, and it's just like
For what?
for
What
golf
show?
balling, for golf balling.
How? But if she's dating someone in the NFL, how does it relate to golf balling?
She's a Division I golfer. She plays at Alabama.
Okay,
Yeah, yeah.
okay.
So
I
it's
also,
like,
I also want to say two things. A, girl athletes, Division I girl athletes, think they're like not all of them, but like a lot of them think they're really hot shit. Like all my time talking to them, they thought they were like top shit. At least this was freshman year. I haven't really tried to talk to girls since like I've been dating my girlfriend for the last 3 years, but they're kind of cunts. Okay, at least this one girl named Sasha who was on. She actually plays at Bama for tennis now, but she was at KU, and she was a. I would say this: you were a bitch. I was just nice to you in acting class. I was being nice. Thought you were better than me. I'm actually not salty, but this is. I actually thought about this yesterday. I was like, I was literally just being nice. Invited you to some parties. Left me on red, bro. What's that about? I hope your tennis career fails.
ooh, looks like we got a call in from a Sasha from
Yeah,
Bama.
Sasha from Bama. Her real name was like Alexandra Goskachev. I mean, she might have been Russian, so she might not be here anymore. But like, that was a terrible joke.
She
That
so-
joke.
I was gonna say she sounds like she knows a thing or two about invasions, but I didn't know if that was
Are we allowed to make fun of Russians, or is that just not allowed? Can I
I
assume
won't I won't be intaking in any Russian slander or propaganda. So you can do you.
I mean,
Um, we'll let you two figure it out. I don't know.
This isn't a politically driven show, but there's no political agenda except that democracy fucking rules. Okay? Just like if you ever want to see how democracy beat communism, okay? Watch the documentary Rocky 4. Okay? Rocky Balboa is sent to Moscow, and what does he do? He takes on primitive training because the Russians try to subdue him into a lower state and make him train against with inferior technology against the communist filled Ivan Drago. Okay, and what does he do? He goes into that ring and they're chanting in Moscow, Drago, Drago. By the freaking 10th round, he's like iron cutting lead. Okay, the Moscow crowd goes from Drago, Drago to Balboa, Rocky, Rocky. Okay, you know what? That is a documentary. They show the fall of the Berlin Wall. Communism ends. At the end, what does he do? He's lifted up by the Russian people, wrapped in an American flag to show that communism has ended. Democracy has prevailed. What a great documentary.
Yeah, never seen that
You've never seen Rocky 4?
or any of the Rocky movies. They got up to 4. That's crazy.
No, they got up to 7, bro. There's Rocky 1, 2, 3, 4, and then there's Rocky 5 where he suffers brain damage from the communism fight, and then he starts training Tommy Gunn. But then Tommy Gunn feels like he's living under Rocky Balboa's shadow. So what do? They street fight. They have a street fight where Rocky Balboa suffers more brain damage as in the street fight, and they show him suffering brain damage. And then in Rocky 6, he's 60 years old, and he comes back at 60 years old and fights the number one heavyweight and loses. And then there's Creed, and then there's Creed 2.
They all sound boring. Sorry. Thank you though, Dever. Appreciate it.
Deverick,
You want a good Russian movie? You watch From Russia with Love.
I love From Russia with Love. Red wine with fish? Should have known something was wrong. You're the one on your knees, old man. Who are you calling old man? It's
It was like 1 week after I started watching them. It was like actually like the first week of the show because I remember talking to you about it, and
mm-hmm.
I was at a bar and some old guy was like, "Let me get a martini, shaken not stirred."
I've
And
actually had that.
is it good? I hate martinis.
I love. Well, I've only had martinis when I'm really fucked up at airports because I get really fucked up.
Oh, nice. Classic.
Whoa! Rocky was supposed to die in the street fight. They just show him getting CTE. Like they edit it so like he gets hit in the head. He's like, like and like they show him like getting CTE in the moment. Also, I thought Creed 2, the one where he does fight, was kind of underwhelming. Also, I've thought about this. Closing segment of the show will now be movie recommendation. I'm going to recommend a movie for you to watch. And for everyone
me
to
to
watch.
watch or the viewer?
Yeah, like I watch a movie, like 1 or 2 movies every day. Like last night I watched... What the fuck did I watch last night?
From Russia with love.
I literally watched the movie last night and I kind of... No, I watched Private Parts last night. Oh, have you seen the Howard Stern movie?
From Russia. No.
So, Private Parts, you should watch it if you have HBO. It's Howard Stern's... Oh, damn.
Otherwise, I'd be binging, what's it called? Eastbound and Down.
I've seen every episode. You're fucking out! Yeah.
I just started it. My buddy in Florida just put me on when I was there like 2 weeks ago, and we watched a few, and it was so... Danny McBride is so fucking funny.
Also, he has The Righteous Gemstones. He has Vice Principals. Vice Principals is another great one. He also has... Dude, he has a great movie. Dude, I got my girlfriend into Danny McBride. That's like the kind of shows I write. I'm sober and ready. I destroy competitions. My favorite is I got a dick like a Croatian's.
Like what?
I gotta find this quote. It is like the best Cobra. Undaunted, I knew the game was mine to win. Just like in life, all of my successes depend on me. I'm the man who has the ball. I'm the man who can throw it faster than fuck. So that is why I'm better than everyone in the world. Kiss my ass and suck my dick, everyone. People say Kenny Powers is a woman hater. That's not true. I love women. Every fucking one of them. Even the ugliest shit ones. But don't ask me to trust them. Not even nuns. Because every pair of tits comes with a gaping hole of need that Kenny Powers can't even fill. Okay, do you have Amazon Prime? You need to watch the show In-Betweeners.
Oh, I love In-Betweeners.
In-Betweeners is great show. Have you seen Goodfellas?
Yeah.
Okay, so there's a movie. Oh, fuck, you don't have HBO. But there's this movie called My Blue Heaven. And a month after Goodfellas was released, a book written by the wife of the person who wrote Goodfellas, they made a comedy film where Steve Martin plays basically Henry Hill when he gets sent into witness protection call. And Ricky Moranis is... is the FBI agent who's his handler. Do you know who Ricky Moranis is? Honey, I Shrunk the Kids. The guy who plays like the Darth Vader in Spaceballs.
I'm not a weirdo, bro. Nah.
You don't watch Spaceballs. Spaceballs is not Star Wars. It's like one of the greatest comedies ever.
Still sounds dorky.
Spaceballs?
Yeah.
Okay, you've just missed out. You've just missed out. Okay, I think everyone's seen Spaceballs. What about Starship Troopers?
I had friends. I don't know. I'm just kidding.
I had friends too.
No,
I
have
have friends.
I'm just kidding.
I just don't sleep. I don't sleep. You know what I mean? I sleep like 3-4 hours a night. What do you think?
But no.
I mean, I got so many movies. I can tell you, like, there's another. You know what? Okay, so I got to think of something on Amazon Prime for. The Matador.
I don't have Amazon Prime.
What do you have? What do you watch?
I have Netflix. I don't watch shit.
You have just Netflix?
I have my friend's Hulu.
Actually, Hulu has private parts on it.
Watch the first Rocky and then the second one. I have always wanted to see Rocky.
Yeah, watch Rocky. Watch Rocky. You should.
I didn't know there were 7 of them. Like, come
You don't
on,
have to
you gotta
watch
know
all
when
seven.
to, you gotta know when to end them.
You got to watch Rocky 1 and 2, Rocky 4. I think that's really all you got to watch.
There's no
Rocky,
way it needed to go to 7. I feel like I can say this and it can be right, and people would agree that it ruined its legacy by making 7 of them.
What about First Blood? First Blood's another great one. John Rambo.
I have
Did you
wanted to
First
see
Blood? Not me.
Rambo. Yeah,
Did you First Blood?
You ever see It's Always Sunny?
Yeah.
There's like that episode where Frank just like
Plays.
narrates like a Rambo movie.
Yeah. There's another great movie Danny DeVito's in. There's a few of them. Junior with Arnold Schwarzenegger, where Danny DeVito impregnates Arnold Schwarzenegger, and Arnold Schwarzenegger has a kid. And then there's another, and then there's another one called Twins, where in a lab they create the perfect man. One has everything a man would want, and then his twin brother has everything a man wouldn't. The man that what every man wants is Arnold Schwarzenegger, and his twin brother is Danny DeVito. And they're called twins. But there's another great Danny DeVito movie called Head Office with Ricky Moranis, Judge Reinhold, who's also in Fast Times at Ridgemont High, and Beverly Hill Cops. I've watched way too many movies. I love movies.
I'm gonna just watch Under the Silver Lake later. Have you ever seen that movie, actually?
No.
Oh, okay, yeah. You can't tell me anything about movies until you watch Under the Silver Lake. Is it Under the Silver Lake? Yeah.
It looks
Clippers
like it
chances 25%.
I say 30. I give them 30. Under the Silver Lake, so it's a new movie.
Is it?
Yeah, like 2018. Yeah.
Oh wow.
First Blood is a badass movie. Whenever I'm driving and people are on campus and they're like walking and pissing me off, I pull a John Rambo when he's on the dirt bike. I go, move, get out of the way, get out of the way, move, get out, watch out.
I'd probably say fuck off out loud.
I mean, yeah. Well, what I do is when people piss me off, I just start making faces, and I like whenever people road rage at me, I just act crazy in my car. I'll be like, because no one wants to fuck with a crazy person.
Dude, I wouldn't do that in Chicago. If you ever go to Chicago, just fucking put your head down and don't do any of that. You'll get shot or fucking stabbed.
I'm from Baltimore. I'm well.
Yeah, that's fair. That's fair. Yep, that's fair.
Do you guys have squeegee boys?
Ouija boards?
Squeegee boys? People who stand by the highway exit, like people in the city will stand by with the exit with a squeegee and a Windex, and they'll come up to your car when you're at a light and they'll start squeegeeing your car. And if you don't, and like you'll be like, nah, bro, and they'll hit your shit. They're like assholes. Like, or like, have you heard of the 12 o'clock boys? The guys who ride ATVs through the city.
No, I'd give the squeegee guys some money though. They're making
shit
happen. They're working. It's basically a job.
No, it's like a problem in Baltimore. Like
they're
15. They're not working. They're like just standing. It's kind of a sus. It's squeegee boys suck. Okay, squeegee boys suck. Go to a car wash.
I don't have time in my fast-paced life to go. It's a squeegee or nothing. It's a squeegee
or nothing.
Yeah. All right, I gotta go prep for this interview with this hot girl. I hope she's not watching this. It'd be so fucking awkward, actually.
Does she like suck a fart out her ass heart?
No, like I would. No, she's not. She's just an attractive girl. Like I wouldn't. Like, it's not like I'm going to be, like, stumbling for words and, like, just in awe. But it's just a good girl to have on the pod. What's up, Cozy? Hey.
Yo.
4 firsts for Murray. Oh, my God.
That fucking be crazy. All right.
Yeah, I got to go, though.
Peace out, pussy.
I'll see you tomorrow.
Yeah.
Peace.
So it's just me, boys. I'm going to head out. That's basically it. Go like, subscribe to all Jackson's channels down in the link in the description. And go subscribe to my channel. I have an NFL channel as well. that's basically done. My dog is over here to my right looking at me like I'm a dumb bitch and she wants to go on a walk. So if you guys missed this, also be a friend, tell a friend. And if you hated this, don't tell buddy at all and just forget about it. But if you enjoyed it, be a friend and tell a friend. Let's help the show. Also, I'm on we are on every podcast. This is so yeah. Either way, I am gone. Good night. Or in case I don't see you, good afternoon, good evening, and good night. If you guys know that movie, Jim Carrey's a genius.